Our next presenter is Renato Brandt. And he comes to us from Trimble, Latin America, to give how to have positioning accuracy on precision ag systems. He is a business development specialist, graduated in control and automation engineering with 20 years of experience, and with a list of successful businesses developed in small and large companies, but always in the technology area. His career includes strategic management, market research, product line launch, and discontinuity feasibility study, quality assessment, product tracking, price and cost assessment, launch strategies, technical manual development, after sales, and many more. Let's welcome Renato.
Thank you, Andy. Where's the presenter? Oh, the presenter. Over here, yeah. Hello everyone, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. So thank you very much for InfoAG International for the invitation. It's amazing how we have different opportunities on ag market. So we are talking here about to be in the field. It's important to be in the field. And for coincidence, a few weeks ago I met Vera in Mato Grosso in the middle of nowhere. And now we are here in a hotel talking with a different kind of people. It's very interesting and different opportunities. So I'm here to talk about accuracy, position accuracy on ag. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Renato Brandt. I'm in charge of TAP division in Trimble. TAP means Trimble Advanced Position. It's a division that's in charge to deliver accuracy for different kind of business units. For example, ag, which is 95% of the business in Latin America, but we are also in charge to deliver accuracy, position accuracy for construction, mining, geospatial, all kind of different business units. So we are in charge of delivering position accuracy. I really like that very old advertisement. Does someone remember that? It's a tire advertisement. I think it's more, I was young when I'm not sponsored by Pirelli, so it's I just like the presentation, the advertisement. It said, power is nothing without control, and so you can have Carlos, excellent athlete, but with a small detail, nothing happens. And I like to use that presentation because you can adapt that for, I hope Pirelli do not worry about that. So precision ag is nothing without accuracy. So you can have the best tractor, the best auto guidance system, the best system, and the best seed, everything. But if you have no accuracy, you're gonna fail. You're gonna lose money. So when you talk about accuracy in the academy, you use targets like that to make the differentiation between precision and accuracy, but this is for academic. I'm not here to talk with academic. I like to translate for a simple language. I'm not prepared the presentation to talk with scientists or with CTO. So sorry, Emmett, this is not for you, that presentation is for farmers. So it's not for PhD presentation. I try to translate for a simple language for everybody understand what is the difference. So that's my target, the farmer. I'm trying to translate difficult concepts to farmers. So what the farmers need, what the farmers want, go back to the same line, to the ideal line, over and over, pass by pass, year over year, at the exactly ideal line. So I'm representing here that green line as ideal line. This is a system without accuracy and without precision. So, So we have here the base of the quantity of passes very large and the distance from the majority of the passes far from the ideal line. This is a system without correction. This is a system with a high precision, so it's very close each other every pass, but the majority of the pass is far from the ideal line. This is a high precision and low accuracy system. This is what we understand as accuracy. It's a very small pass to pass and very close to the ideal line. So when we are talking that we have 2.5 centimeters in accuracy in one correction system, for example, in a GPS or GNSS, when I'm going to use GPS, okay? Everybody, GPS, I know that GPS is only one constellation, but in day by day, we talk GPS. That's why I'm going to use GPS here in our conversation, to be more informal. So when we talk that our GPS system have 2.5 centimeters, it's accuracy. So we have 2.5 centimeters in the base and the distance of the ideal line. This is a comparison between different systems. Oh, sorry, I'm a little confusing with the buttons here. So without correction, low accuracy and low precision, pass to pass, high precision, but low accuracy. And this is what we believe, because I'm here talking about accuracy for agriculture, for example. We have a few cases like sugarcane that we need to go back to the same line year over year during 10 years, but we also sell corrections or precision accuracy to oil and gas company that must to map one pipeline that go to Brazil, to Colombia, to Bolivia to bring gas to Brazil, so they must to have 15 years repeatability. So, but let's go back for egg example. So very fast, in that 20 minutes presentation, I don't have time to explain very well, but basically how a GPS works. There's a satellites, many constellations, GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, that send through radio the time information. And how the GPS, the sensor calculates the position, they do not receive the position information. They calculate comparing the difference of the time that they are receiving, because there's a travel time between the satellite and the receiver. They compare that, and with that information, it's possible to calculate the position. Okay, but why there's an error? This is an amazing, perfect system. Everybody no. Many people still believe that the US government include error in the system and keep the high accuracy just for military. This is not happening anymore. I think in 2000, the Bill Clinton, US president, canceled that error, that kind of error in the system. But now we have many different sources of errors. I don't have time here to talk about each one, but believe me, there's a lot of errors or unknown influential in the system. Let me try to make that simple again. So we have the pilot, it's a GNSS receiver, or the tractor in our case, and we have the Copilot. The Copilot have a map with a lot of known information of the track, of the system. It's a almost perfect information for the pilot, right? Almost. Why I said almost? Because sometimes there's some unknown influence in the system, some variables that we don't know. So that's why the system there's an error. And how can we fix that error? And that's the point. That's the important part of the presentation. Till now was the introduction. Let's go back to the example. So what we need? External reference. That's what we need to fix the error. We need an external reference that have a different point of view, different perspective, and more information than the Copilot. So I'm going to talk here about three options: RTK, RTN, and RTX. That's the main solutions to have accuracy on GPS system. Let's start with RTK. RTK was the very first one solution. It's one base station. That base station is a GPS. And one important thing is how you're gonna configure that base station. Many people, many farmers are using RTK system without correctly configuration. That makes all the work, their maps completely wrong, because that's the official reference for the farmers. And when I'm gonna set up a base station, you must to insert the correct without error information. How can you do that? Collecting data for 24 hours, sent for a post-processing system. It could be IBGA in Brazil, or could be for RTX, TrimbleRTX.com website, where you can post-processing that information to have a very accurate information to insert on the base station. The base station must know where they are correctly, without any error. And why they must know? Because they're gonna compare the information where I am and where I look like I am, and the base station will send that information. Will send that information over radio for the tractor. This is a pretty good, very reliable system. It's working for a long time. Many farmers in Brazil still use that. There's a few limitations. For example, even you must have the view of the same satellites. So that's why there's a range where you can work from the base station. You cannot work more than 15 kilometers. This is not a recommendation to work more than 15 kilometers from the base station, because as you go far to the base stations, the error increase. So if you want a very accurate system, you need to work in a radius of 15 kilometers, for example. The second technology is an evolution of RTK. It's not very popular in Brazil. You're gonna understand why, but it's very popular in US, Europe, and other countries. And it's many base stations. Those base stations send the information to a server. That server calculates the position, and that server receives from the tractor the position of the tractor. That's an important part of the system. And that's why we don't have that here in Brazil, because it's necessary a two-way communication between the tractor and the server. So how many farms here in Brazil already have full two-way communication of mobile phone, cellular communication in all areas? So we are working on that. We have a Conectar Agro initiative here. We are working with many different companies to try to provide real-time communication in all areas, but till now we don't have that in many farms, but we are making a lot of tests here. But that system is known as a VRS in US and Europe. VRS means Virtual Reference Station, because the server creates a virtual reference station near to the tractor. So even if you are working far from the base station, the server creates and delivers a virtual reference station. So the benefit, with the same quantity of the base stations, you have more accuracy, even working far from the base station. That's the benefit of RTN. After that, there's an evolution RTX. RTX, it's a kind of big RTN system. We have a lot of base stations. The base station structure is very similar to the RTK base stations. The difference between the RTX and RTN is the RTN, the base stations, it's near to the region of the tractor. For RTX, it's a worldwide system. So we have base stations all along the world. For example, in Easter Island, we have one base station over there. But do we have someone using RTX over there? Maybe not, I don't know, but maybe not, probably not. But it's important to have a coverage of all of the world, to calculate the position and the correction all along the world. And how can we deliver that? So, All those information is sent to the server or servers. Of course, we have a backup system. Inside the server, there's a calculation. That's the formula, the most important formula. That's how the magic happens. So it's a calculated the position, the correction for each centimeter of the world. This is sent to the geostationary satellite, and the geostationary satellite sent the correction directly to the tractor. This is a different business model because the farmer, they don't need to buy a hardware, they don't need to buy base stations, they don't need to have employees or a team or a division in charge to keep the base stations working. It's a completely different model because this is a subscription model. We are selling that, we have all the investment, all the infrastructure, and we sell to the farmers the correction. It's very easy to use. Average, the 5 years of RTX, or maybe more, sometimes 10 years of center point RTX, it's equal of 1 year of the initial investment of RTK system. So even if you exclude all the costs to maintain an RTK system, the RTX is cheaper for the farmers. Sorry. So, any question? Let's go on. A real example. This is very nice to explain and to show what's the benefit of accuracy. Here we have one operation, a real operation. That picture, it's on the end of the season. The sprayer already passed here 8 times at the end of the season, and this is almost, I don't know how many times the sprayer passed here, but we have 70 centimeters of the track, and here we have only 40 centimeters. How much money the farmer are losing here? So that's a easy or not easy calculation. That's why we built one calculator to make the farmers' life easier. So you can visit that on trimblertx.com.br. It's in Portuguese and Spanish, and you can change the values of the farmer to make a different simulations. This is a simulation for an area of 1,000 hectare operation of sprayer. And here you have the losses, the kneading and the overlap losses with and without RTX. In both operations you have losses, but you have a reduction of their losses. Overlap, you know what is overlap? Without correction, you must overlap each pass, so you're going to spend 2 times more products in one area, because you must overlap to avoid one area without spray, without products. Okay? And in that case, on the first year, we have an investment of 13K Brazilian reais. In the second year, 5.5K Brazilian reais. Why is the difference? The first year, you must buy an unlock to use that kind of accuracy. So the first year, you're gonna have a gain of 50K. So the return of investment will be 35K. That means 2,075% return of investment. On the following years, the investment will be lower, same gain, so the return of investment will be 45K, which means 820%. So it's the best investment in the world. I don't know, the majority of the farmers don't want to spend or to make that investment. And how we are trying to convince the farmers here in Brazil? Making demonstrations. Demonstrations is the easiest way to prove. So we just offering demonstration, and 80% of the demonstrations become order or subscriber. The customer become a subscriber because they realize how much money they are losing every year without accuracy in the operation. That's it. Right on time.
Thank you very much. I'll make a comment that even CTOs...
Easy questions, please.
I'll just first make a comment that even CTOs who develop biological solutions need to understand how the things are being done. So thank you very much. It was very illuminating. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you. I'm in the academy there in Europe, in Italy, and for many years we are trying to benefit from satellite data under experimental station settings. And the greatest problem we have there is just when you move from a microplot to a next microplot, you have difficulties just setting this distance between microplots and trying to get the information from the satellite from one microplot to another microplot with an error of 5 meters. It becomes nearly impossible to satellite data under experimental settings. Now, the question is, I've been hearing from Triangle that there's a possibility to improve precision so that it becomes not in terms of meters, but in terms of a few centimeters that can help us accurately separate microplots and then use satellite data in our research and investigations. So, do you have such a solution? And if it is there, how accurate can we distinguish between neighboring microplots under experimental settings? Thank you.
Well, thank you for the question. There's many different solutions from different kind of costs. So we have a range point which have a 50 centimeters with repeatability, and we also have a center point which have 2.5 centimeters accuracy. So just as a general knowledge, a system without correction have usually more than 2 meters of accuracy. So we have different solutions for different kind of applications. We have handhelds, solutions for the tractors, many different. I can show you that later.
Questions? Hey, thank you very much again.
Thank you.
The next session is going to be chaired by Ignacio Colonna.
Good morning. This session has 2 presentations. The first one is going to be by Michael Rubin from Pestle Instruments. Michael is originally from Switzerland. He has grown in a farm in Switzerland. He has resided in Brazil for 5 years already, and I know his Portuguese is much better than not mine. I'm Argentinian, and that's a shame. So I will speak in English, and he will speak in, I think, in Portuguese? In English. Well, in English? Okay, much better for me. And Michael is an engineer. He's graduated from MIT, and he has more than 10 years of experience working with information technology, machine learning, and Internet of Things. So he will be presenting on precision agriculture, a problem of information.
Bom dia. Hello, good morning. Thank you very much, Ignacio. So what I would like to talk about is information today. About information, how we get to information, what it means, and how we measure to get information. So, just one slide about who we are. Pessl Instruments at Mentos. Pessl Instruments is the headquarter. And in Austria, we are an Austrian company, since 35 years on the market, always only and exclusively focused on weather monitoring for the agriculture. And here in Brazil, this is my team of Mentos Brazil. We are already a little bit bigger now, we have 12 people meanwhile. We are since 2013 in Brazil. What is our biggest